So Logan Paul just got scammed. And it isn't for a couple $100s, it's for $3.5 million. It's kind of ironic that this happens just a month after his old NFT scams of Dink Doink and Crypto Zoo, where he was just taking Adobe stock images and then twisting them up a little bit and then selling them to his fans
as an NFT.
But we're not here to talk about that. NFT shit aside, I actually kind of like Logan Paul. In comparison to Jake Paul, I think he's so much better. Jake Paul I still think is a dickhead, and I will never like him unless he drastically changes. But let's put that all aside. Today we're talking about Logan Paul getting scammed for $3.5 million on some fake Pokemon cards. On December 20th of this past year, Logan Paul posted on Twitter that he purchased a fully authenticated box of first edition Pokemon cards for $3.5 million, saying that it was the only box in the world.
This is the only one that we know of that exists.
Until somebody shows another one, it's the only one.
When Logan made this post, the world went crazy. Well, I shouldn't really say the world, because most people really don't give a fuck. But the Pokemon world went crazy. But some people started looking into this box and realized that not everything there was exactly what it seemed. There were a bunch of issues with like the label being wrong, the seal being wrong, the authenticators knowing some different things, which is something I'll get to a little bit later in this video. But there was just a slew of issues, and everyone was coming out of the woodworks yelling at Logan, being like, hey, bro, your box is not real. So this box of Pokemon cards originally popped up on the market on Canada's eBay and was listed on March 29th, 2021. So a bunch of people in this article that I read on PokeBeach, which I'll link in the description, has all the information as to why they think the box is a scam, and it inevitably ended up being correct, as you are seeing in this video. But I'll link to that in the description. But they basically went through and broke down why this seller is super shady and why they don't think anyone should think that this box is legit. And obviously some people did, Logan Paul included. So definitely some big fuck ups on some people's part there. The eBay listing was littered with like grammatical errors, and they also were listing it on Canada eBay instead of like going to an auction house and not doing it like online where shipping is literally $30. Like, why aren't you going to one of the biggest auction sites that are possible? Because they would have obviously done a much better job of handling it than you just listing it on eBay. So that's a major red flag. And then another red flag obviously being one of the buyers wanted to fly out to go see if the box was legitimate, and the seller of the box basically told him to go fuck himself. Like, no, you're not coming to my house and looking at this.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Obvious major red flag. Why would somebody who knows their box is legit have any worry of someone coming in and actually taking a look at it? So this is where the story kind of takes a turn and enters one of the main parties in this story, Card Kahuna. So Card Kahuna, aka Jacob, is this guy who ended up buying from the eBay seller this sealed box of authenticated first edition Pokemon cards. And the details of Card Kahuna's deal with this eBay seller are very on the DL. Like, no one really knows what Card Kahuna paid for this box, and the whole details of their exchange are very kept under wraps. So Card Kahuna purchased the box and had a company called Baseball Card Exchange, or BCE, come in and make sure that the box was legitimate and he didn't just get screwed over by this random eBay seller. So good on Card Kahuna for making sure that the product was authenticated by BCE. But obviously, as we know of today, that authentication was false. Now keep BCE in mind, because they are definitely this story's biggest loser.
We all got duped.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
So with this stamp of approval from BCE, Card Kahuna then sells the box to Shane, who is in the YouTube video, for $2.7 million. Shane then holds on to the box for a little bit of time and then ends up selling it off to Logan Paul for $3.5 million. And now that brings us to today, where Logan Paul is sitting in a room full of people BCE, Shane, and all these other big name Pokemon collectors all in a room watching him open up this inevitably fake box of Pokemon cards.
Oh my god, bro. G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe! It could have been anything else.
So Logan opens up the box and there's G.I. Joe packs inside of where these first edition Pokemon packs are supposed to be, worth thousands of dollars, are filled with G.I. Joe, which I don't know why he's upset about, because G.I. Joe is experiencing one of the biggest booms in history of all time right now. So Logan says that he lost $3.5 million, but taking a look at the math, each G.I. Joe pack is worth $3. So if you take $3 times the 36 packs in each box times the 6 boxes, Logan actually only lost $3,499,352. That's pretty tolerable. So the box was opened, Logan got scammed, BCE got scammed, Shane got scammed, potentially Card Kahuna got scammed. So where do we go from here? Well, it's obvious that the eBay seller is the main culprit for all these issues stemming off of this box. Whether or not he knew the box was legitimate or not, he was the one that was inevitably selling this fake box to all these people. And I think there are so many red flags with this seller that it just makes so much sense to point all the blame at him. But also Card Kahuna is not 100% innocent as well, because he made this exchange with the eBay seller. So there's maybe something going on in that exchange as well, because we obviously just don't know the details. And the sad thing in situations like this, where you're selling like a fake box, is it's so hard to actually pin this issue on just one person, because there's so many different hands that this box could have passed through. And it's so easy for the eBay seller to just be like, oh, I actually bought this box in an alleyway off some guy for like 20 years ago, and I have no idea where he is. He has no idea where I am. Like, we have no way of getting in contact with him. And then the trail kind of leads to nowhere, and everyone's left holding a bag, except for one person who knows the truth, which eBay seller, but allegedly. So it's pretty clear that like Logan Paul took an L. Can't really shake that. Like $3.5 million, he took an L. But, you know, he just came out with his energy drink. He's still making a fuck ton off NFTs. Like, the kid's doing fine. Like, he's not going to be sweating $3.5 million. Obviously, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world for him. I think the party that this majorly affects is BCE, because they just got caught authenticating a fake box. And it's unfortunate because like the guys in the video with Logan seemed really genuine, but obviously there's something wrong with the authentication system at BCE, where they just let this major error slip past them. And it's unfortunate, but also like not really, because obviously BCE gains a lot of publicity by having their like shrink wrap around the box, showing that they were the first ones to authenticate it and make sure that their name gets everywhere. Like, before this whole story broke, I had no idea who BCE was, and now they have all this publicity because they authenticated this box. So now that BCE is kind of like exposed for having shitty authentication systems in place, they're definitely scrambling, and it's pretty safe to say that they just fumbled the bag on this one. And having it be the biggest Pokemon transaction ever, that's a pretty big bag to fumble. So I think all in all, this is just a really scary moment for the Pokemon market and card market as a whole, because the fact that a product as big as this was able to be, snuck through and authenticated as legit is really scary, because that means that there could be a ton of other products that are authenticated but actually end up being fake. So be careful if you're making a big purchase on a sports memorabilia. Make sure that you go through a reputable company and make sure everything is in line and all the stories make sense. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of sit down and talk kind of video. So I definitely want to make more of these in the future, so let me know if you enjoyed this one. I wanted to make my return to YouTube for a long time, and this story finally just was like, all right, might as well just make a video and start uploading content again. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to let me know, subscribe, comment, like the video, and I'm out. See ya.
Where you wanna be 5 years from now? I said, I don't even know 5 minutes. Yeah, I've been chasing dreams, never wasting doubts, but I don't wanna place time limits.